India Glitz presents CII Dakshin Summit 2023. Title sponsor GT Holidays and Anuj Tiles. Powered by AF Star TMT Rebars, Spins, BB Pro Face Cream and Mira Anti-Dandruff Shampoo.
Holidays nale, adu namma GT Holidays da. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Anuj Tiles. ரகங்கள் பலவிதம். ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம். தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் Anuj Tiles.
AF Star FE 550 DTMT Steel Rebars. AF Star TMT Steel Rebars.
என்னோட மேக்கப் லுக் மேக்கப் இல்லாமலே புதிய ஸ்பென்ஸ் பேபி ப்ரோ ஃபேஸ் கிரீம் இப்போது 3 ஷேடுகளில் ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் அழகு. மீரா ஆன்டி டேண்ட்ரஃப் ஷாம்பு யூஸ் பண்ணு. சின்ன வெங்காயம் மற்றும் வெந்தயத்தின் சக்தியுடன் கூந்தலை ஸ்ட்ராங் ஆக்குகிறது. சின்ன வெங்காயம் டேண்ட்ரஃப்க்கு பெரிய வித்தியாசம்.
Maniratnam sir, we'd like to welcome you. Like to welcome Mr. Vetrimaaran. Basil Joseph creates his own universe and gave us a local superhero. Mr. Rishab, Shetty.
Tell me about conviction money, sir.
Conviction, I think
when we were making Visaaranai, I used to tell my team, if this film is accepted by the mainstream audiences,
Lisa did for Roja, you are connected to the movie with the romance or the basic human emotions, you are connected.
You as a filmmaker look for is that this film should do.
BTS.
What is BTS?
It's a K-pop, Korean pop music.
Okay,
BTS.
Okay.
The goats have assembled. So first of all, thank you to the wonderful Suhasini and Beena, who first invited me to be here. Tell me about conviction money, sir.
Conviction, I think I can talk from my experience, from what I have grown through. I think we had some fantastic filmmakers before who paved the way for us. You know, there was, Balachandra was there, Bharati Raja was there, Balu Mahendra was there, Mahindran was there. I think they broke ground and they laid a path. And the thing distinct about Tamil was that all the good filmmakers were making films within the mainstream and not necessarily very parallel. So there was always sensibility that had been ingrained into mainstream cinema, and that helped us. Whereas Kannada, I think Kannada and Malayalam had very distinct. There was Girish Kasravalli, Girish Karnad. They were very fantastic filmmakers, G.V. Iyer. There was enough of them. But it took a while before that sensibility got into mainstream film, right? Whereas here we had the advantage of people like Balchandra to make this way, and that gives every younger person a conviction. I think today, if a lot of youngsters are making Tamil films, I think we all owe it to them.
Vetri, where do you find conviction as a storyteller?
I would like to add on to the point that Mani sir made about a parallel movement being absent in Tamil. We don't have a parallel movement as such. Every other language in India has it. We only have the mainstream films. So whatever films that are made, it has to be made for the mainstream audiences. We need to address even the most serious of ideas and thoughts that we need to put, which we want to tell as stories, film stories, it has to be catered to the mainstream audiences. That has given every filmmaker a bigger challenge, or Tamil filmmakers a bigger challenge, which is what kind of compromises are you ready to make? When you're making a serious film, your compromises are lesser. And when you're trying to make a mainstream film, you need to take the audience into account. In the process, what has happened is we have started making films with whatever we want only to the mainstream, and the Tamil mainstream audiences have evolved. When we were making Visaaranai, I used to tell my team, if this film is accepted by the mainstream audiences, I would say that the Tamil audiences are the most evolved mainstream audiences, and they did make that film a profitable film. So I feel as Tamil filmmakers, we are gifted to be in this position where the audiences are open and we are challenged as creative people to work only within the mainstream framework. When you are saying conviction, I actually don't understand what you mean by the word conviction, but I would assume you're saying that the courage we have to tell the stories.
It is the courage to make all the films. All four of you have made films that require courage.
Yes. So I think it comes from our sincerity to tell a story for our own people, not taking into consideration anything beyond that. And we all have a mathematical balance, I would say, in terms of commerce. Mani sir was the first person to do something like, taking a newcomer and liberating himself from the star pressure and coming up with a film like Roja. He was telling a story for himself. It's a small story, but it had an international appeal. Bombay, for that matter, also. So we want to tell stories. Again, when I say we, I would... So it's... I'm assuming that. So all of us want to tell stories from our own world, and if it connects internationally, it's fine. When I want to tell a story which connects to the whole world, I might end up making certain compromises that might not work for the people whom I am making the film for, or from whom I am making the film from. So I think that all of us are on the dot, I think, with this.
I have to say that, when you talk about Roja, people talk about pan-Indian now. Roja was pan-India 30 years ago, right? I used to work at India Today magazine, and every day we would take a 15-minute break to listen to the soundtrack. We would all just stop working because Choti Si Asha we had to listen to at least once. But let's talk about these compromises. So, Rishab, you've always told me this, ki local is universal, right? When you made Minal Murli, Basil, when you were making it, did you not, like Vetri say, ever think ki audience bahar kya hogi, ya if I do this change, maybe it will cross borders? You don't think of that at all?
First of all, I have a language issue, so I can't speak in English.
So do I, Rishab. I can't speak Tamil, Kannada, anything.
I can speak Tamil, Kannada, Hindi.
Hindi. Okay, so you and I will talk in Hindi.
What about Hindi?
Hindi is good?
I'll not be bad at it. Kannada and Tamil, see. So that is the issue. मुझे वो इंग्लिश नहीं आता है तो मैं इंग्लिश फिल्म नहीं देखता हूँ तो
it's a good thing.
तो
अच्छा you are.
I always seen Indian cinema, Kannada cinema, Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam. So वैसे ही मैं एक बिलो एवरेज स्टूडेंट था, ज़्यादा पढ़ता भी नहीं हूँ, ठीक है. So my inspiration मेरा गांव का कहानी. So what I have seen in my village, and moreover, I always a fanboy or an audience. तो मैं एक audience जैसा देखता हूँ. तो अगर मैं एक audience हूँ तो मुझे अच्छा लगना चाहिए मेरा कहानी. तो इसलिए मैं सोचता कि मेरा गांव का कहानी तो जो रूटेड स्टोरीज है वो ज़्यादा रीच होता है, क्योंकि अभी कांतारा हो तो वैसा एक रिचुअल्स, वैसा एक कहानी जो हर गांव में रहता है. तो अगर हम साउथ केनरा में और हमारा कर्नाटक में, मैंगलोर में हम लोग गुड़िगा दैवा कहते हैं. ஸோ இங்கே தமிழ்நாட்டில் வந்து காவல் தெய்வம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ these kind of a connection पूरे इंडिया में है. सो शायद आप बाहर देखा तो आप अगर आप वाइकिंग्स देखा तो उधर का भी जो रिचुअल्स दिखाता है जो वाइकिंग्स में, तो इट्स मोर कनेक्टेड टू इंडियन जो रिचुअल्स हम लोग करते हैं, तो वो है. तो आई ऑलवेज फेल्ट तो ये कहानी तो हर लोगों को कनेक्ट हो जाएगा, तो हमको जो ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर मैं ये कनेक्ट होता है करके मैं एक वेस्टर्न फिल्म जैसा करना और हिंदी फिल्म जैसा करना, वो ज़्यादा डिसकनेक्ट हो जाएंगे लोग. तो इसलिए इट शुड बी वेरी कोर, वेरी रीजनल, वेरी रूटेड. तो अगर वो किया तो वो सही लगेगा लोगों को. सो वो मेरा कन्विक्शन है. दैट्स इट.
So, tell me about the pressure of success then. Basil, you made Minal Murli, which was massive success. All of us were rooting for this homegrown superhero. Now you're making another film. Does that put pressure on you to think about audiences like us who are not Malayalam speaking?
Definitely, it's a pressure actually to meet the expectations coming from with the next movie. But all I have to connect to the conviction we have, not compromising on our own sensibility to make it more global or more wider or more pan-Indian as we call it today. We just have to be true to our movie. We have to be true to our emotions. That's how it have been working for all the way. Like Manisa did for Roja. You are connected to the movie with the romance or the basic human emotions. You are connected. That's global. That's universal. That's everywhere. Or like Vetrimaaran did for Visaaranai or for what Kantara. The emotion is universal, and you have to be true to it. You have to be personal about it. It's not about following some template or something like that. So I think there is a pressure for doing a next film for sure. But definitely, if we are true to the genre, if we are true to our emotions, it is personal. And then, and if the storytelling can translate, it's not just about making rooted everything. It won't work beyond borders. Maybe the translation have to be also intact. Maybe like Korean industries have been doing for so long, like they have been doing that storytelling is translating to the global audience. Even they are all making their own culture, their own myths or their own rooted stories. It's connecting to the global audience. So I think that's all matters. We have to translate it cleverly, maybe with proper storytelling, but true to the emotions. It should come from the heart, but little bit of maybe a brain as well.
Do you take the pressure of the box office now that you're all so widely successful? When you're writing, when you're creating the next one, is there a number? Because now we're all talking about 1,000 crores. Hena, that's the conversation now. Which film is now hit 1,000? How do you as artists protect yourself from that?
Don't read the numbers. Leave it. The distributors are there, the producers are there. They will take care of it. I think all that you as a filmmaker look for is that this film should do well enough for me to get another chance, for me to do one more film. I mean, to me, the passion is really to do a film. And I would like it to do well, which means my story gets told to so many people. The numbers become an additional thing. It is not the main thing. You should be able to tell a story, and you should be able to make more and more movies. Which is why I've been telling Vetri you should do more films faster, many more. All these guys, all the youngsters, yeah.
Vetri, you take pressure?
No, okay, let me put it this way. My films are not really big success, not really the bigger box office stuff. I would always wish, when I start a film, I would always wish and plan to have a break-even on table on the day of the release for my producer. Anything over and above that, I'm happy with that. If that doesn't happen on paper, I wouldn't want to start a film. If I can't see that, except for this Vidudalai, everything had that. Vidudalai was an accident in terms of budget. We did not intend to spend so much, but we had to spend that kind of money. But otherwise, if the producer breaks even, I'm very happy. And I take only that much calculation into mind. And as Mani sir said, you are as good or as bad as your previous film. So that way, if we break even, we get another opportunity to do better. So I look at I mean, I take only that much into account.
You know, the Oscar-winning screenwriter William Goldman once said, and very famously said about the movie business, that nobody knows anything, right? I feel that post-pandemic, that's even more true, because genuinely nobody has any clue. But at least in Mumbai, what I hear a lot, the prevailing wisdom is that now audience will come for spectacle, for song, for stars, anything that's mid or smaller budget, anything that's more personal, anything that's more serious has to go to streaming. Is this true? Like, do you guys think about what do people want to see in theaters?
That is the most difficult one because we can't predict. Before Kantara, I have done a film called Kasargodu, which is a children's film. So you are asking about the numbers before this. So मैं वो फिल्म 1.4 करोड़ में फिल्म किया था. मेरे पापा से कुछ मीडिया वाले जाके पूछा है कि आपका बेटा ऐसा एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहा था. वो एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं कर रहा था, उसके पास पैसा नहीं था, इसलिए ऐसा फिल्म किया करके. ठीक है, लेकिन वो फिल्म 20 करोड़ तक बॉक्स ऑफिस कलेक्शन था. मैं सोचा इस बार मैं एक बहुत बड़ा बजट का फिल्म कर देता हूँ, तो वो कांतारा. लेकिन वो फिल्म रिलीज़ होने के बाद वो एक सेल्फ मेड पैन इंडिया हो गया. मैं वही वेट्री सर से बात कर रहा था. सो खुद पैन इंडिया बन के वो रिलीज़ हो गया. मैं बाके पीछे पीछे गया सीधा. बाद में सोचा ये एक लोएस्ट बजट पैन इंडियन फिल्म है. ठीक है, सो वो प्रेशर नहीं ले सकते हम लोग. सो इसलिए ऑडियंस को क्या वर्क होता है, क्या नहीं, क्या वर्क नहीं होता है, तो ये सोच नहीं सकते हम लोग. अगर ये कहानी मुझे अच्छा एक किक दे रहा है, मुझे पसंद हो रहा है, मुझे एक थ्रिल दे रहा है, तो ये मैं एग्जीक्यूट करना चाहिए. तो एक पूरे मन से हम लोग पूरे एफर्ट डाल के करते हैं, तो वो शायद एक ट्रू एफर्ट किया तो वो लोगों को भी कनेक्ट होता है.
So no one's trying to second guess the audience. Basil, would you say yes?
Actually, like you have said, we cannot predict anything right now because people change the taste, the trends change for sure. Like just before COVID, people were more driven to content-oriented cinema or realistic movies back then. And then now, since the onset of KGF or Kantara or Bahubali, like big movies, people maybe want to come to theater for big spectacles rather than for content-driven, like small-scale realistic movies. So, but at the same time, small-scale comedy movies are working out somewhere. Like even very low-budget small movies are working out, and some even drama is also working out sometimes. But it's not predictable at all. But all I have to say is like just updated with our own, like stay updated. Upskilling is something which is very important, I think. Like in the past when we used to listen to A.R. Rahman or Ilayaraja songs, the kids these days are listening to BTS or Blackpink. So we have to stay along with the generation and the trend actually. So that's something very important we have to. Then from that perspective, when we make movies, it might connect with the audience or the people who are along with the trend actually. So I don't think there is any framework for the trends or anything like that. BTS.
What is BTS?
It's a K-pop, Korean pop music. Okay, BTS.
Okay.
For that Kantara, you are the inspiration, sir.
Tell them.
I should say that this trend has been regressive in terms of women representation.
If Hindi films stop calling themselves Bollywood, I think it will change.
India Glitz presents CII Dakshin Summit 2023. Title sponsor GT Holidays and Anuj Tiles. Powered by AF Star TMT Rebars, Spins, BB Pro Face Cream and Mira Anti-Dandruff Shampoo.
Holidays nale adu namma GT Holidays da. GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
அனுஜ் டைல்ஸ் ரகங்கள் பலவிதம், ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம். தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் அனுஜ் டைல்ஸ்.
AF Star FE 550 DTMT steel rebars. AF Star TMT steel rebars.
என்னோட மேக்கப் இல்லாமலே புதிய ஸ்பென்ஸ் பேபி ப்ரோ ஃபேஸ் கிரீம் இப்போது 3 ஷேடுகளில் ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் அழகு. மீரா ஆன்டி டேண்ட்ரஃப் ஷாம்பு யூஸ் பண்ணு. சின்ன வெங்காயம் மற்றும் வெந்தயத்தின் சக்தியுடன் கூந்தலை ஸ்ட்ராங் ஆக்குகிறது. சின்ன வெங்காயம் டேண்ட்ரஃப்க்கு பெரிய வித்தியாசம்.